If you're feeling overwhelmed and under pressure, and you're trying to deal with too much stress, you could very quickly find yourself burning out. But there are lots of quick things you can do right now to start learning ways to handle pressure so you can take control and prevent burnout. And in this video, I'll show you 5 things you can do today that will ease the pressure in your life and make stress more manageable. So let's talk about pressure and preventing burnout. Hi, I'm Jeremy Godwin, and I teach you how to improve your mental health. Have you ever had one of those long and stressful days where you end up feeling physically and emotionally drained afterwards? Where even the idea of doing anything is too much to consider? That's what often happens when we're dealing with pressure, and if you don't do something to fix it, then it can quickly lead to stress and possibly even partial or total burnout. One of the most important lessons we all need to learn about our mental health is that prevention is better than cure. In other words, it's better to take a little action each day to look after yourself than to have to try and fix issues if things get out of control. So today, I'll show you how to take a proactive approach to avoiding burnout. So, what is burnout? Burnout isn't just feeling tired after a long day. It's a prolonged state of physical, emotional, and mental exhaustion. It's the result of chronic stress that isn't being successfully managed. You might feel depleted, lose motivation, or even become cynical about your work, your home life, or both. Burnout and stress go hand in hand and can be linked to high cortisol levels over a prolonged period. Cortisol is a hormone your body produces during times of stress, and if levels are high over a prolonged period, it can lead to high blood pressure, issues with your heart, and more. So, before it gets to that, you need to do something about it, and that involves learning how to handle pressure more effectively. How do you do that? Well, here are 5 tips to avoid burnout. Tip 1. Get organized. Feeling overwhelmed often stems from being disorganized or trying to deal with chaos. Use simple tools like calendars, to-do lists, or apps like Trello and Evernote. When tasks are mapped out and you can visually plot your day or week, the blurry feeling of having too much to do becomes more tangible and manageable. Tip 2. Focus on what you can control. In life, so many things are completely outside of our control. All you can control is yourself and what you do and say. Instead of wasting energy on what you can't control, shift your focus to your own actions and reactions. That might mean managing your time better, adopting a new skill to cope, changing your mindset, or seeking support when needed. For me, I know I can't control what happens with my videos and podcast episodes once I've released them, so getting hung up on how many people watch or listen to them will just stress me out over something I can't control. If you can control it, then great, control it. But if you can't control it, let it go. Tip 3. Set boundaries. In a world where work-life balance can be hard to maintain, and where work-life blend has become the new norm, drawing a line can be tough. But it's essential. Whether it's having a designated workspace at home, or setting specific work hours, setting and maintaining clear boundaries protects your well-being. For example, dedicate specific times for breaks, perhaps taking a 10-minute stroll every hour to refresh your mind and re-energize yourself. Tip 4. Learn to say no. Overcommitting spreads you too thinly, so if you can't reasonably take something on, say no. Before you take on an additional task, ask yourself, do I realistically have the time and energy for this? If the answer is no, communicate this politely but firmly. Protecting your time and energy is crucial. Tip 5. Make your self-care a priority. Self-care goes far beyond bubble baths. Think of it more as activities that nourish your soul. Maybe it's practicing mindfulness through meditation, or perhaps it's immersing yourself in a book, or spending quality time with friends and family. Whatever it is, allocate a portion of your day to it. This me time helps you to recharge, and it acts as a buffer against stress and burnout. And a bonus tip, have fun daily. Never underestimate the power of joy and laughter. It releases endorphins, our body's natural stress reliever. Whether it's watching a comedy, sharing a joke, or just recalling a funny memory, make laughter a part of your daily routine. Here's the thing, we all face stress from time to time, but it should never be so bad that you feel overwhelmed or like you're going to completely burn out. Make yourself a priority and look after yourself daily, because if you don't, then nobody can or will do it for you. Now it's over to you. Let me know in the comments which tips you're going to apply, and watch this video next to help you discover healthy coping mechanisms for stress. Plus, you can find out more about pressure and mental health in the latest episode of the Let's Talk About Mental Health podcast. It's linked in the episode description. Thanks so much for joining me today. Take care and talk to you next time.